Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. In today's video we are talking about a very beautiful pink colored succulent called as Echeveria Laulensis, or also known as Laurensis. Two of the names pronounced in two different words. One is Laulensis and Laurensis. Both of the names are correct. Now this is a pretty small succulent, and so you can see the leaves are slightly broad, but as and when the succulent starts to mature, the leaves tend to turn even more slender and thin. I will put the pictures on the screen. You will be able to see how it tends to look when it starts to grow up. This one is a fairly smaller than a medium size. It's not even a medium size, smaller to a medium size, so a long way for this succulent to grow. It's an extremely easy to grow succulent. It turns out to be completely pink with beautiful pink tips. Right now it's very small, does not have all the stress colors yet. So if you are a beginner or you're just starting off with succulents and you want to add a new color to your collection, and if you want to add something pink, this is one of the succulent you can add because it's pretty easy to take care of the succulent. Talking about the soil, it remains the same what we use for our other succulents. It has to be loose, porous, well draining. Ensure that you wait before you water because the soil has to be completely bone dry. Only then go ahead and water. It can easily get rotted with overwatering, so you have to be extremely careful. Talking about sunlight, give it a good amount of morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours or indirect bright light. Only if you're going to give it a good amount of morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours, only then you'll be able to see those beautiful pink color. Otherwise it's going to look somewhat like this, what it's looking right now. Slightly pink but not much, more of the bluish color. This is how it tends to look during its growing period. Now it was kept in indirect bright light, hence it does not have a lot of color, but you will be able to see, if I get a little closer, you will be able to see the little bit of pinks that have just started to come up because now it is getting introduced to morning direct sunlight slowly. So it's just starting to show up the pink color. It's an extremely beautiful succulent. I would advise, if you want to add some pink in your collection, this is one of the easiest succulent you can go for. Mealybugs are not a major issue if you are keeping the soil low on nutrients. Then you won't have any issues with mealybugs. Avoid keeping the bloom stalk, otherwise they will get affected with aphids. It's a fairly easy to grow succulent. Ensure that you give the proper basic care requirements of soil, sunlight and watering. Do a routine check. If there are any mealybugs, you might find them under the leaves, so always do a routine check. Probably once a week should be good enough. Propagation again is pretty simple. It belongs to the Echeveria variety. Just take the leaves, they will get propagated. You can do a beheading. Stem cutting is very rare unless the succulent has stretched. Otherwise usually Echeverias do not have a long elongated stem like how Ceraria and sedums have. So usually these are like these compact succulents. Talking about dormancy, it belongs to the Echeveria variety, so it will go dormant during the winters, and summer is their growing period. If you are a person who adds any kind of fertilizer, summer is the period, but ensure that you do not over fertilize your succulents. It will make them weak. Always go for a liquid based fertilizer, dilute it in water and then give it to your succulents. But again, if you're not using fertilizers, it's absolutely fine. I do not use fertilizers. The succulent can go without it. So even though this is a very easy succulent, but ensure that you give the proper basic care requirements, only then the succulent will do quite well. If you're going to use a very organic soil, or if you're going to use coco peat, especially if you are from a tropical environment or a hot and humid environment, then coco peat is going to be like a death sentence to your succulents. So try to have a very loose porous soil, especially if you belong to a place that is very humid, wherein it takes some time for your soil to dry, especially if you're using plastic containers or ceramic containers wherein they already retain moisture. Using of coco peat is going to be a very messy thing. So just water it whenever you feel that the soil is completely bone dry, and that should do the work. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.